actually live on my other channel, and YouTube just like kicked me out. Just was all disrespectful and stuff. I'm like, oh, come on, y'all. I'm like, come on now, YouTube, don't start this. All right. So look, today we're gonna be talking about dating advice. Okay. Again, I tell you, you guys ask me a lot about dating. Okay, a lot about dating. And I have just a few little advice cards here that are in front of me, and I want to continue to talk about dating as I look at these cards as well. Okay, so just a few things we want to talk about is the personality. Now I understand that we are in a different age, okay, from when your girl Siren was dating, honey. I told y'all I was brought up and raised by the Trina CD, the baddest bitch CD. That is how I was brought up, and that is how I was raised, okay, literally off of that CD, and I'm so grateful for it. And come to find out, a guy wrote the dang on songs on there, and Trina just performed them, but she did a very good job. I'm just making sure this thing is up. Okay. Yes, you did a very good job at it. But so when it comes to dating, my advice, I don't know, it could be a little throwback. Okay. That's all I could do is give you advice from experience. A lot of you see that in my relationship, I've been with my husband for 26 years, okay? And it is definitely, it's not easy, okay? It is a challenge because, you are going to have your great days and you are going to have those hate days, okay? It doesn't mean that because you've been together so long that you don't, get on each other's nerves or things. Ooh, child, honey, me and Bae, we are like rabbits, okay? But we are also like cats and dogs, honey. Wooch. Don't make me turn that camera on with me and Bay in the middle. Child. But one thing we have learned how to do is we don't let it carry over too long. I try to act like I be mad at him for a little while. Yes, I do. I try to act like I be pissed off, like, but it don't last long. All Bay got to do is promise me a good old plate of food, child, and old Siren is all forgiving. It's just we have to learn to create healthy boundaries. Like, listen, we shouldn't cross this line. Now, Bay got a lot of work to do when it comes to that because Bay still crosses the line, okay, for us, right? He don't go too far like he used to, but he still step on it. He don't cross it, but he step on it. Bay a thug, okay? That's just who he is. Like no violence or anything like that. But I just really feel like when it comes to us having boundaries in a relationship, y'all, we definitely have to make sure that we create some healthy boundaries, okay? And one thing that you guys want to look into when it comes to dating, okay, is personality traits. Okay, you want to pay attention to a person's personality. You want to see how it is that they respond, how it is that they react, how it is that they are. You want to date somebody long enough to see how they respond when they're pissed off. Like if you guys haven't had your first disagreement yet or your first argument or whatever it may be, you definitely want to make sure that you see how it is that they respond to traumatic or a disagreement with you, not traumatic but like a disagreement with you, okay? You definitely want to make sure that you do that. So yeah, paying attention to the personality traits, getting to see how it is that they are when it comes to their finances. I think asking somebody about their credit is a very good conversation. Okay. Asking somebody, hey, can I see your credit score? Or just asking them if they're not willing to let you see it, asking them, hey, how is your credit? I think that is a very important conversation that a lot of us don't have. Sometimes we have men out here who can have money, right? But it doesn't mean that they're responsible with it, right? So you want to make sure that you are engaging with somebody who is very responsible, especially nowadays, you guys, because yes, times have changed tremendously since I was, dating and, out in that field, but we got to know how to change with the times, okay? How to grow with the times. Right now, it's not about a man having a lot of money, but it is about how responsible he is with the money that he makes, okay? It doesn't, like, a man who can provide a nice, stable, and secure household for you is more important than a guy who just, drop a bag on you. Like, nobody's getting bags nowadays, okay? No man is dropping bags. Bags done tripled in the price. So what we want is that secure and stable type of connection, okay? So you definitely want to pay attention to personality traits when it comes to dating. You want to see if you're compatible with them. I think that we don't, especially as women, I think we forget to check for that compatibility. I think we forget to see, okay, if I'm responsible with my coin, how responsible is he with his coin? Right? So you definitely want to make sure that he is somebody who, when once you merge with this person, you are going to feel safe and secure. Now, also, when it comes to safety and security, you guys, when it comes to a good relationship or a good man, I love an old school man, honey. I love a man who could throw a powerful punch, but I also love a man who knows how to protect, okay? When it comes to a man who is going to protect you, what I feel, okay, you can look for is he a builder, a man who put things together, or a man who hires people? One thing I cannot tolerate is a man who hires another man to do what it is he's supposed to do. If you're not hiring another man to come and make me feel good, honey, then don't hire another man to put that wall unit together. Go in there and get it done. Okay? I am not the chick to date a man who will outsource, okay, some work that needs to be done around the house. I'm so sorry. That is a complete and utter turn off for me. I love a builder. I love a man who can figure it out, honey. He ain't gonna read them instructions. Them instructions gonna be slid across the floor somewhere. And before he read them instructions, he gonna be over there figuring it out. It don't matter. He gonna figure it out until he put it together. That is so sexy for me. Okay, that is just too sexy for me. I'm like, yes, honey, come on over here, honey. Your mama did a good job with you. Yes, she did. Okay. So, finding those healthy personality traits, you guys, when it comes to dating in 2025, you want to see if you have something in common with this person. That is something that we tend to forget. We just look, oh, do he got enough money? Just because he took you out on a couple of dates, that don't mean he's dating, okay, material. That don't mean he's marriage material. Just like a man will determine if you're marriage material or not, you got to determine if he's marriage material. And if he's not somebody who you see yourself, being in a long-term commitment with, you got to know when to cut that short. You got to know when to snip it right here. I think we tend to hold on unnecessarily. We hold on just because. Okay. Now, there's one thing about holding on, and there's another thing about we was talking earlier about the escape artist. Is when you that type of woman that finds something wrong with every man because you're either afraid to settle down or you're afraid of rejection. You may feel like he may not take you serious or he may leave you, so you want to leave first. You don't want to hold on to a relationship too long, and you definitely don't want to be that type of person that is finding every reason to get out of a relationship. You got to focus on finding every reason to why you should stay. Okay, if somebody is not giving you what it is that you need, if they're not living up to your expectations, then of course that is a reason to go. But just because you don't like that his toenail curl in, you know what I'm saying? Like, now you're being a little too, you're being a little too extra. Okay, I don't like the way he breathe when he talk, or I don't like the way he say the word, any word that start with a W. Now you're being a little too extra, and it's giving escape artist type of vibes. Okay. So we definitely don't want to sabotage any type of relationship, you guys, by trying to be too picky. All right. Opening yourself up to date, you guys. What are your deal breakers when it comes to dating? You want to know what you like and what you don't like. If you don't have any deal breakers, write down what you like about a man. Write down what you're looking for in a partner. Okay. A lot of us don't take time to write down. That's why the universe send us anybody. We go to the corner store. Hey, what's up, girl? Let me get your number. We go to the gas station. Hey, little mama. That's why the universe is just sending us all of these random people. It's kind of like a scam likely. Okay. Things that you don't want, that you're not, asking for, that are just finding you. Take the time to write down what you want in a partner. Do you want somebody who's financially responsible, someone who's financially secure, someone who's going to help you to grow, somebody who can, expand on your ideas? Like, oh my God, honey, I was thinking about this today. And he's like, you know what? That's a good idea. And if you do this, that could take it to the, you don't want somebody to be like, yeah, that's good. That's good right there. I like that. Mm-hmm. Do you want someone who can expand on where it is that you already are? So these are the type of things that you got to make sure that you are writing out, because you don't know if it's a deal breaker if you don't know what your obligations are, if you don't know what you want, what it is that you're seeking in a connection. You definitely want to make sure that you know if he's a deal breaker. If he's not on your list, and I said before, see, back in the day, you guys, we were programmed to settle. Listen, if you write down a list and he at least 75% of that list, then just go ahead and get him. Go ahead. No. You want 100% of what you want. This is my list, universe. This is my list. I wrote it down, universe, okay? This is my list right here. I don't want anything short or anything less. This is my list, okay? And as you continue to go out and you continue to date, okay, you want to check off your list. Okay, does he this? If not, if it's a deal breaker, I always say exit stage left right away. Okay, if it is a deal breaker, there's one thing between a deal breaker and there's another thing between the escapism. Okay, now a deal breaker is, ooh, guess what? He's not responsible with his money. Okay, that's a deal breaker. Ooh, he doesn't have decent credit. That's a deal breaker. Ooh, he appears to be a little, aggressive, or maybe he becomes disrespectful, or, you've seen him disrespect someone else. These are deal breakers, okay? If you don't like, what he looked like in the color yellow, that's not a deal breaker. All right? That's you escaping a connection and a commitment, okay? So also, we want to make sure that he has some of our core values. You want to get with people who care about what you care about. I think when we get in relationships, we forget to ask, hey, do you want more kids? Hey, do you like pizza? Hey, can you eat tomatoes? Because what happened is in a relationship, now, one thing I used to love is a good old seafood pasta back in my day. Honey, you take old Sarah out to a restaurant that had some good seafood pasta, honey? Oh, child, you was on my list, honey. Yes, I checked. Yes, he took me out for seafood pasta. Yes. And then I also learned how to cook a good seafood pasta. Okay. I was the bomb because that was one of my favorite meals. My kids loved it when I cooked it. I loved it when I cooked it. But guess what? My husband don't like seafood pasta. So I ain't make seafood pasta, which I don't eat seafood now, but we're talking, like I said, we've been together 26 years. So we're talking a long time ago. It was so random and so rare that I cooked seafood pasta, one of my favorite dishes, okay? That I would just literally cook it, for the kids, or on a day that, was probably like the weekend, I would cook it because I know on the weekend they would eat out a lot. So, it's just, you want to make sure that you guys have those same core values, that you're looking for the same thing. And this also asks that you generate healthy conversations, y'all. We have to make sure that we're able to have healthy conversations with someone that we're interested in. Okay. And what is a healthy conversation? When you are talking to this person, okay, you're asking those healthy conversations, like, healthy conversations ain't got nothing to do with his baby mama, okay, or his ex-girlfriend. The only two women you should be of concern, okay, is what is your relationship like with your children's mother? Okay. Anybody who he has some sort of contract with, where there's an ongoing connection, that should be your concern. An ex-girlfriend is irrelevant. She's a non-mother factor. Okay. If he has kids from a woman and he has to stay in constant connection with her, then that is somebody that you want to be like, well, what is the relationship like between the two of you? Now, this is where you're going to listen, honey. This is where your red flag going to go off, or your antenna's going to come up. If he speaks negatively of her, that is a red flag. I mean, this woman can be the worst of the worst, right? But it doesn't mean he has got to feel some type of way. It means that there's a possibility he may still have feelings for her, okay? And he's not over her, right? Maybe she cheated on him, or maybe, she moved on, or whatever. Maybe whatever happened between them, he's not over it yet. Okay, so if he has negative things to say about her, because any man who's over a woman, I don't care, he's gonna be like, man, we all right, we raise our kid together, I get my son on the weekends, and I don't know, she doing her thing, she got somebody and she done moved on with her life, I'm just moving on with mine. That's kind of like a typical type of, response that you would want, where he's not speaking negatively of her and he doesn't have any animosity towards her. If a man is presenting himself to you with animosity towards his children's mother, then yeah, that means that if he got a problem with her, you gonna have a problem with her, or you may have a problem with her, because it's already gonna start off kind of rocky. So that's kind of like a red flag that you want to look for when you're having a healthy conversation, okay? On dates and things of that nature. Asking about their credit is a very important question. I'm gonna tell you how I tell everybody, okay? If the bank gonna do a credit check before extending them credit, then you should do a credit check before extending them credit, okay? Banks are not dumb. All right. You can't get a credit card without a credit check. So this is your term or your version of a credit check. You don't have to go actually run his credit and check his credit, but you can ask him questions. Hey, what is your credit like? Have you made any major purchases using your credit within the last 3 years? You want to know, because you got to look at it. This is somebody who you are possibly going to spend the rest of your life with if this dating phase move into a proposal and then a marriage. Okay. So you want to be able to ask them, what is your relationship like with your mother? What is your relationship like with your father? What is your relationship like with any siblings that they may have? Okay. How many homeboys do you have that you talk to, at least on a weekly basis? Because men don't talk as often as we talk as women, but how many homeboys do you have that you talk to? Oh, what are your homeboys now? Okay. So you got Eric and you got Mark. Those are the two that you talk to at least every day or every other day. Okay, cool. Right? Have you ever had a falling out with them? These are questions that you want to ask, you want to know. You want to get to know his circle. Who is he surrounding himself with? Why you want to know that? Now, if he tells you, yeah, my homeboy Eric, we cool and all, but I kind of feel like, he be hating on me a little. Red flag. Red flag, because if you are a type of man that will surround yourself with people who you have a silent beef with, I don't see you as the type of man that I'm looking for. Okay? That is not an energy of stability or security that you want, okay? He has a problem with expressing himself and he will sacrifice himself just to have some homeboys around. There's no way we should be hanging around people that we have no business hanging around. These people are only going to bring you down and create constant resentment in your life. Whatever you're holding on, you need to get that off your chest. You need to let Mark know either y'all going to continue to be friends or not after that. But holding on to something where you know he your homeboy, but you feel like he jealous of you, or maybe he hollered at your baby mama when y'all broke up and you don't really like that and your baby mama told you, listen. Men, they have red flags too. We should be looking at some of these red flags, okay? Just to see if this is somebody you want to spend the rest of your life with, okay? So making sure that a man has the same core values as you is very, very, very important, you guys. Also, you want to discuss their life goals. Like, what are your short-term goals? What are your long-term goals? What goals have you set for yourself this week? Have you accomplished any of those goals? You want to know, do you plan to purchase a home in the future? How many bedrooms? Do you want children in the future? How many children would you like? These are healthy conversations that we need to start having with people before we engage in deeper connections with them, because this tends to alleviate, okay, a lot of unnecessary drama, having to block somebody, having to curse somebody out, all of those things right there, okay? Another thing you want to look for in healthy conversations is when he talk about people, like when he's telling you his stories about, his family or things, you want to look to see if he points the finger, if he blames all of them. Okay, let's say his dad wasn't in his life, right? Let's say his dad left, when he was very young, maybe 3-4 years old, and he haven't seen his dad since, or the connection between him and his dad hasn't been as strong. And he finds 50 million reasons as to why it's his dad's fault. Oh, everything is his fault. Everything is their fault. You definitely want to look to see if this is somebody who points the finger, okay? This is somebody who is not accepting accountability. This is somebody who's going to blame you for everything. It's going to come off a little narcissistic, okay? So this is a red flag of somewhat of a narcissist, right? So you definitely want to look, okay, so I hear the beef with your dad, and I hear the beef with your friend, and I hear the beef with your baby mama, but I don't hear your role in any of it. I just hear how they messed up, they wrong, they did this, they did that, they wrong for this, that. I hear 50 million things about them. What is your contribution towards this disagreement? Okay? You have to be able to ask these healthy, okay, questions, healthy conversations. When you are first dating somebody, you don't have to give them your whole life story, okay? You could get his. Okay, but you don't have to give them your whole life story. Save some for, you have to have like a list of how far you would go. Okay. All right. First date, second date, third date. Let's say first month, second month, third month. Okay. I will tell them up until here. Because the last thing you want to do is meet somebody and dump your whole life on them. And then guess what? Y'all don't even work out. Okay. Now they know all your business. Okay. And y'all didn't even work out. Y'all didn't even make it to the fifth or the sixth date. Right? So you definitely want to make sure that you limit, you guys. If you have to be someone who write down to say, look, okay, first 3 months, this is all I'm going to go. I'm not going to go right here. You can create healthy boundaries for yourself. I'm not going to go beyond this information right here. They don't need to know my kids' names. Okay. They don't need to know, if I have 2 boys and 1 girl. If you are someone with children, yes, I am a woman with child. You don't even have to say children at first. You don't even have to let them know how many kids you have at first. Just please be advised and know that I am a woman with child. Okay. Now, anything else you'll know in due time, but you don't need to know I got a 4-year-old, a 6-year-old, a 2-year-old, or you don't need to know I got a 17-year-old and a 23-year-old. You don't need to know any of that prior to you needing to know that. Okay. When I see that things are getting serious, then I can slowly but surely introduce you to my children or tell you things about my children. And like I said, you want to merge this in a lot slower, you guys. Okay. Especially when it comes to children this day and age, because last thing you need is to be giving somebody all your kids' info, and next thing you know, this fool is on IG, DMing your daughter or your son. You don't know who people are these days, and I'm just saying, take it slow, right? Take it slow. So let's see, the narcissist, okay? The narcissist, signs of someone who may be a narcissist is someone who appears to be manipulative. Usually you can tell this right off the bat. Someone who's a narcissist, they can manipulate you. They try to manipulate the situation. Someone who seems to be in control or want to be in control. I know there are some women who loves for a man to plan the date, okay? Like if you want to take me out, I want you to plan the date. Siren is not down with that. I'm so sorry, you guys. Okay. Shout out to those of you who do. I'm going to tell you why Siren, am not down with that right there. Because when you allow a man to pick the place, it's a lot that can happen in that night. And if he know already where he gonna take you, he already know what back roads he could take if something go down. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what's on people's mind, right? So I like a man to be in suspense. I'm gonna tell you where we're gonna go the day of. Okay. Oh, I have the perfect restaurant. I know it's one of my favorites. I'm gonna send you over the address, you know what I'm saying? And things of that nature. Like, I don't like a man to know in advance where we're gonna be and what time and all of that stuff. No, I'm giving him that last minute, because see, you're not gonna plan nothing great on me. Right? I want to make sure that I'm in control. And I like a man who wants a woman or is okay with a woman being in control, because some men are very controlling. No, I'm going to take you here. You know what I'm saying? No, absolutely not. Because it's all about you in the end. He should be taking you where you want to go. So it's okay. List your favorite restaurants, okay? Write down all your favorite restaurants and let them take you to one of your favorite restaurants, okay? You want them to take you somewhere that's, not too close to where it is that you live and things of that nature. Go kind of far out to a little restaurant, a little meeting spot, okay? Having a guy plan, you ain't got to plan, you got to pay. Okay, you do not have to plan. I will plan, you will pay. That's how it's going to be, okay? All right, so this one here, let's see. Okay, let's go into the, wait, hold up, y'all. Oh, let's go into the, hold up. Okay, let's go into the next, all right? But shout out to y'all. Hey to everybody who's tuned in. Thank you to everybody who came in and gave this live a big old fat thumbs up. Shout out to y'all. Okay, we're talking about how to date in 2025. See, dating is a lot different than it was when I was, in the dating pool, you guys. Dating is very different, okay? Child, I don't know if I could. Oh Lord, it's very different out here nowadays. I ain't gonna lie. Dating is very different. And it's not safe, and it's just the games that people play, you know what I'm saying, all of that stuff. Ain't nobody got time for that. Okay, ain't nobody got time for that. All right, so let me see what else is coming up when it comes to dating. Okay, we're talking about dating in 2025. Shout out to each and every one of you. Okay, those of you who are looking for love. All right, a lot of you, when you message me, you want to know how to find a man with money. Become a woman who dates a man with money. Okay. That's how you do it. Okay. You can't find, first things first, you have to become the woman who he finds. Okay. If you're looking for him, already wrong. Because the man is the hunter. The man goes out and find. Okay. The woman makes herself available. She makes herself able to be found. First things first, you got to make yourself able to be found. Are you closed off when it comes to love? Are you too picky when it comes to relationships? Is it hard for the universe to find somebody to send your way because you want to be all extra and stuff like that? Are you putting too many demands that you're not comfortable with? Are your demands based upon societal beliefs? Okay. Or is it, is this what you really want? Okay. Sometimes you got to understand you want to get a man with money, but what if he's never home? Okay. What if you got a man with money now, but it feel like you're single because he's never home? Right? So you want to be careful when it comes to, what it is that you're asking for. Are you asking for a man with money, with, somebody? What else do you want with his money, with his finances? What more do you want? Is it just the money, right? Let's look over here. Okay. A lot of you, I really feel like you got to bring out a lot of flirtatious, becoming more, flirty when it comes to the man, becoming more feminine when it comes to dating, you guys. Really playing for fun. I think a lot of you get out, we take it too serious, right? We get in these friendships, okay, when we start dating and we start moving too fast, too soon. I always say you try to be a wife without the ring. That's like saying, considering yourself a winner and you didn't get the trophy. Somebody else got the trophy, okay? You're not the winner until you get the trophy. You're not the wife until you get the ring, period. Stop settling down and giving these men 100% of you, okay? When you don't have the ring, that is for the wifely version of you. When you don't have that ring, honey, keep it flirty, keep it sexy, okay? You want to keep it nice, clean, respectful, you guys, and you definitely want to just give him something to hold on to, give him something to want to be with you for and be with you about. Okay. You're gonna have to play some games. I'm gonna tell you that straight up. Okay. You're gonna have to play some games when it comes to this level of dating, you guys, because you have to make him know or let him know that, one, he's not the only one. Okay. I have multiple suitors. Okay. And when I say date and have fun, I don't mean you have to be intimate with everybody, you guys. I always say this is dating. You're going out on a few dates. You're allowing someone to court you, to go to the movies, to go here, to go there. Anytime a man starts to pressure you to be intimate with you, that is a red flag. And that is when you need to say, you know what? I think the bus stops right here. Okay. Um, so a lot of, pulling your strings when they're narcissists, you want to pay attention to that. You want to pay attention to men who are very manipulative or men who are very controlling. You definitely want to watch out for those who are addicted to being in relationships. There was this one guy I remember I met years ago. Okay. And it was just like from the first date, y'all, he was just too comfortable. Like the first time he came to my house after a few dates, he came to my house, he literally kicked his shoes off, okay, and went and laid in my bed while I was about to cook. What the just happened here? Oh, I got him I cursed. I gave him a good old cursing out. I felt very disrespected. First of all, just because my room door was open, do not invite yourself in my room. That is my personal space. Have a seat over here on this thing that they call a sofa. Okay, watch a little TV, until I make this meal and give you your plate. Like that was something that I felt disrespected because I'm like, if you would have seen my kids' room open, would you go in there? You know what I'm saying? Like, don't get too comfortable like that. That's why I say you got to be ready to, you know what I'm saying? If they get too comfortable like that, that's something that I don't like. Respect my space, okay, and respect my time. So yeah, those are people who are addicted to relationships. They feel like, and I call them lazy men. A lazy man is gonna get one woman, okay, and he's just gonna be with her. That's a lazy man. I know a lot of people feel like, oh well, I'm glad he's just with me. You don't want no lazy dating men who just like, oh, the first girl that give him her phone number, he's like, yeah, I got one now. I'm good. Like, no, you got to put that effort. Okay. You got to work towards this being anything beyond a friendship. So just be careful for those who are, addicted or those lazy dating guys. Okay. Um, Pay attention to those who you want to friend zone, okay? Please let somebody know that you are not the only one. Y'all, we have to bring honesty. That's the thing about it. If you want to get honesty, you have to give honesty. Let them know from the beginning, hey, we are just friends. I'm grateful, to have you in my life as a friend. I really enjoy spending time with you. And I'm looking forward to one day this friendship turning into something more serious. But as of right now, with us being friends, I really want you to know that I do have other friends that I spend time with as well. So don't be shy. Don't be too nervous to say things out or to say that or to put things out there, put the truth out there. You really want him to know that he's competing for you. Okay. You're not the only one that I am courting or who's courting me at this time. I have other suitors and, I just want to see who it is that I like the most and that's who I would choose. That way you're not forced to be with somebody and settle down and get engaged and then married to somebody just because you had their phone them and y'all just dated and neither one of you felt like being in the dating scene and all. That's just lazy. Okay. That creates a lot of misery and that's going to save you a lot of time in the end and save you a good old divorce. Okay. Um, Texting, okay, and DMs. First things first. I'm old school, so I'm not a DM dater, right? I don't think I ever would be a DM dater. I learned, but I know this is 2025, and I know this is something different. Okay, I remember when Facebook, when I was, because like I said, you guys, this is throwback, so I go back with throwback stories. Okay, on Facebook, I had quite a few guys. Okay, that was interested or that was messaging me, and I remember um it was a lot of basketball players, okay? A lot of basketball players, to include Dwayne Wade. Yes, he did, okay? All up in the DM. I didn't know nothing about stuff at that time. I was shocked. And at first I thought, oh, no, that couldn't have been him. It was very short, very brief, okay? It was just like a, hey, hi, I see you type of thing. And I really feel like I was saved a lot. I really feel like, I was blessed, okay? Because there was a lot coming, but there wasn't many that, was able to access me, put it that way. I wasn't like hard up for nobody. So even though there was quite a few celebrities that reached out to me, I wasn't hard up for a relationship. Back in my day, when I would get like messages from guys, okay, like on Facebook and things of that nature, they were always very respectful towards me. They never really like was like, "What's up? How you doing, sexy?" It was always they would always address me by my name, okay, and say, "Hey, how are you today?" And I had quite a lengthy, conversation with them, back and forth. And the only one who I feel was kind of weird was Rico Love. I don't know if y'all know Rico Love. Rico Love was a producer or is a producer. I don't know. But he was the one who introduced me to Instagram. He was like, "Yeah, what's up? You got Instagram?" I'm like, "Insta what?" I didn't know what Instagram had just came out. So I guess because, I didn't have Instagram, that was the last time I talked to him. I was like, no. I was actually, conversing back and forth with him in regards to, like music, because at that time I was doing music. So I really, kind of friend zoned him right away. I wasn't looking to date or anything, but I remember he was the one who told me about Instagram. He was like you don't know what Instagram. I guess I wasn't cool because I didn't know what Instagram was. Okay, so I understand today in 2025 that is now the lingo. Back then it was kind of like, I want to meet somebody in person because I want to see how tall you are. I want to see your demeanor. I want to see what your shoes look like. I want to look for all of that. So Nowadays, when it comes to text messages, okay, what type of conversation should you have in the DM? I really feel like if a guy is asking you for pictures, okay, the first thing I would say is listen, I have a whole Instagram account, I have a whole Facebook account, hell, whatever account you have, I have social media. No man should be asking you for personal pictures. First things first, I put all my best pictures, okay, on the internet. So, uh, choose whichever one you want, okay? I have plenty of them for you to look at and look through. I think a guy asking for pictures or personal pictures of you is very, very, very corny. And if you want to see me that bad, then you need to, spend time with me. You need to take me out on a date, and you need to, be in my presence. Okay. So I think when you send them pictures and stuff, y'all, it gets a little too personal. And I feel like, some men may want, something a little more provocative. And that's a telltale sign. You need to stop that right there. Okay. Anybody who is in an engagement or anybody who is married, we already know that married men or married women should be completely off the records. Like, we should not be dating married people. We should not be engaging with married people. You need to finalize that, and, at least file for divorce or whatever it may be. You definitely want to make sure that the connection is going to be able to come from a good spot, from the rooter, from the jump, from the foundation. Okay. So when it comes to Texas and any type of communication, you definitely want a healthy phone conversation. I want to hear your voice. Do not text me, okay? It doesn't make any sense that I've been communicating or conversing with you for the last 2 weeks and I haven't heard your voice. It's always either DM or texting and things of that nature. Absolutely, positively not. You're going to respect my mind. You're going to respect my time, and we're going to have a conversation. I want to hear your voice. I want you to hear my voice. Like, I'm just that type of girl right there. You're not going to text me and all of that. I will not respond. That will be the slowest text thread you will ever be in. Okay. So you definitely want to make sure that they're coming from a good space of love or interest. All right. Anybody who wants to text you, I just don't feel like that's enough interest that you're showing me. Right. Leave quickly, okay, you guys. Whenever you have someone who's threatening, someone who's too enticing, too seductive, too, rebellious, maybe they like, playing little games or whatever, you guys need to definitely just leave quickly, okay? Don't hold on or don't stay connected, or, if somebody want to play games with communicating back and forth in a decent time, any man who wants you, he's going to respond back to you. Okay, he's going to say something. He can't wait till he talk to you again. Okay, that's how you can tell if they're interested in you, right? So, these are just little small things that you guys can perhaps incorporate into your dating, okay, in 2025, you guys. You don't want to get too serious too fast, right? When we come back on here, the next time I go live, you guys, we're going to talk about who it is that you're surrounding yourself with, friends, okay, family members, co-workers, whomever it is that you're surrounding yourself with. We definitely want to make sure that we're surrounding ourselves with the right amount of people, okay? You want people that's going to lift you up, not bring you down. So I definitely want to talk to you guys about that in the next live, who it is that you should surround yourself with, and the red flags that you should see or notice in people who should not be in your inner circle. A lot of us are having a hard time manifesting. A lot of us are having a hard time, financially and things of that nature. You definitely have to look at your surrounding, okay? And also you have to investigate who it is that is around you, and you're going to have to make some executive decisions, you guys, okay? We want 2025 to be a time of leveling up, okay, of ascending, of rising, and we definitely don't want it to be a time of us being demoted or having a hard time or losing out on things, losing out on blessings because of who we are surrounded by. So the next time I go live, you guys, we're going to be talking about that. Like I said, thank you to everybody who came in and gave this video a big old fat thumbs up. I look forward to all of your comments, all of your messages, whatever it is. If you have any specific topic that you want your girl to talk about, go ahead and put it in the comments, and I will definitely make sure I get back to you. All right, I'll see y'all soon. Bye, y'all.